Hey there, friends. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something that honestly doesn't get enough attention, and it should. This is about the quality of the rest of your life. I'm talking about whether you get to enjoy your later years with energy, clarity, and dignity, or whether you spend them feeling foggy, exhausted, and falling apart for no good reason. Because here's the truth I see in my office every single week. A lot of you are living with symptoms that you think are just part of getting older, and you're wrong. Not in a mean way. I really need you to wake up to this way. So let me ask you something personal. Have you ever, maybe this morning, maybe recently, woken up feeling like this? You slept plenty. You didn't stay up late, you didn't run a marathon yesterday, but the second your alarm went off, or even before, your head felt heavy, not painful heavy, like someone filled it with wet sand, or like a thick, damp towel was wrapped around your whole skull. You try to sit up to put your feet on the floor. And the moment you lift your head, whoa, the room tilts. Everything goes dark for a second. You grab the nightstand or the wall and just freeze. You have to sit there on the edge of the bed, eyes closed, for a full minute or two before you even dare to stand up. And even then, the fogginess doesn't fully lift. During the day, you feel tired, but not I need a nap tired. More like your body is wearing lead pajamas, your legs feel heavy. Walking from the living room to the kitchen feels like a chore. You used to run up 2 flights of stairs without thinking. Now you take a break halfway up one flight, your memory embarrassing. You're looking for your reading glasses while they're on your head. You walk into the kitchen and completely forget why. You open your mouth to tell your spouse something important, and the word just evaporates. It's right there on the tip of your tongue, but it won't come out. And then there's the sleep thing. You fall asleep on the couch at 8 p.m. watching Netflix, snoring loud enough to wake the dog. But when you finally drag yourself to bed at 11, wide awake, tossing, turning, legs twitchy, mind racing over nothing, if any of that sounds familiar, please do not say to yourself, oh, I'm just getting old. Parts wear out. What do you expect? And don't blame it on one bad night's sleep, or maybe I'm a little anemic, or Ivy just been chasing the grandkids too much. I need to tell you something seriously important. What I just described, that collection of symptoms, is often not normal aging. It is very often a medical condition called chronic cerebral hypoperfusion. That's a fancy way of saying your brain is not getting enough blood over a long period of time, and that is not a small thing. Think of it like a silent time bomb ticking away inside your head. Most people don't even know it's there, but if you don't address it, that bomb can go off as a stroke, as vascular dementia, as a permanent loss of your independence. In my own practice, I can tell you, out of 10 older adults who come to me complaining of dizziness, at least 8 have this as a major contributing factor. So why is this so common? Let me explain it the way I explain it to my patients in the exam room. Your brain is your body's command center. It only weighs about 2 to 3 pounds, just 2% of your body weight. But here's the crazy part. It uses 20% of all the oxygen and blood your body makes. It is a total energy hog, and it is incredibly picky. It cannot tolerate even a small drop in blood supply. When the pipes that carry blood to your brain get narrow, whether from cholesterol plaque, thick syrup like blood, or tight neck muscles, squeezing the vessels, your brain starts to starve. Not dramatically at first, slowly, quietly, and that starvation shows up as exactly what I described: heavy head, dizziness, bad sleep, memory blips, low energy. Let me give you a picture I use with my patients. Imagine a farm. At first, the crops just look a little droopy. That's you feeling dizzy and foggy. If the drought continues, the leaves turn yellow and start dying. That's your memory getting worse, your personality changing. And if you still don't do anything, the ground cracks and the crops die completely. That's stroke, dementia, losing the ability to live on your own. So when you feel these symptoms, don't brush them off. They are your body's final warning, a cry for help. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, oh, great, so do I need to go to the hospital right now? Do I need IVs? Do I need to buy those expensive supplements I see on television? Here's what I tell my patients when they get that worried. Look, I put a hand on their shoulder and say, hey, take a breath. Your body has an amazing ability to heal itself. If you give it the right tools, you don't need to panic. You just need to start doing a few smart things consistently today. I'm going to do 2 things for you. First, I'm going to walk you through the 7 most common warning signs that your brain isn't getting enough blood. Not 1 or 2, all 7, so you can check yourself honestly. And second, I'm going to teach you 3 ridiculously simple movements that you can do at home, on your couch, in your chair, even lying in bed. These movements cost nothing. They require no equipment, and they work like a pump to push fresh, oxygen-rich blood up into your brain. If you care about your brain, and I know you do, then stick with me before we go further. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the little bell notification. I share real evidence-based health information here, the kind that doesn't always make it into the mainstream media because it's not flashy or expensive. It's just what works. And if you find this video helpful, do me a favor. Drop a 1 in the comments. That tiny gesture genuinely helps more people find this content. I appreciate you. All right, let's start with step 1. Are you showing the signs, the 7 red flags of low brain blood flow? Not every dizzy spell means your brain is starving. Sometimes it's an inner ear thing, what we call BPPV. Sometimes it's your blood pressure spiking, but chronic brain hypoperfusion has a very specific fingerprint. If your body is showing 2 or more of these 7 signs and they've been going on for more than 2 months, please pay attention. Your brain is not whispering, it's starting to shout. Sign number 1, dizziness and headache, but not the kind you think. This is not the head rush you get when you stand up too fast in the morning. This is different. My patients describe it as a heavy head, like it's filled with lead or like a thick wet towel is wrapped tightly around their skull. Some say it feels like a hat that's 2 sizes too small, squeezing their brain. Your thinking feels sticky, slow, like trying to run through molasses. The dizziness shows up most clearly when you walk. You feel like you're stepping on cotton balls or clouds. The floor looks perfectly flat, but your feet tell you it's bumpy and uneven. You feel like you might tip over at any moment. That walking on cotton feeling is usually your cerebellum, the part of your brain that controls balance, not getting enough fuel. Some people get sudden, scary spinning attacks. You're just sitting watching television, or you go to get out of bed, and out of nowhere, the room starts spinning. The ceiling is moving. You can't open your eyes without feeling like you're going to throw up. You grab the couch or the bed frame and freeze. Even moving your pinky finger feels like it might make you fall over. Along with dizziness, vision problems are very common. The back part of your brain, the occipital lobe, is your visual command center. When it doesn't get enough blood, your eyes act up. Mild cases, blurry vision, double images, or little floating spots that look like gnats. More concerning, something called transient blackout, which is a fancy way of saying your vision suddenly goes dark, like someone flipped a light switch off. Sometimes it goes white instead of black. Either way, it usually lasts just a few seconds or minutes, then comes back. I cannot tell you how many patients have told me, oh, I just rubbed my eyes and it went away. I thought it was nothing. That is not nothing. In medicine, we call that a transient ischemic attack, a mini stroke warning. It means your brain's power supply just briefly failed. That is a huge red flag. Hearing can also be affected. You might notice a constant ringing like a cricket or a train in your ears, especially at night when it's quiet. Some people suddenly can't hear as well. The television volume has to go way up, and the headache, this isn't a migraine or a thunderclap headache. It's more of a dull, constant pressure. Sometimes your scalp feels tender, like someone is pulling your hair or like you've been wearing a tight hat all day. Sign number 2, your sleep quality falls off a cliff. If I had to pick one single sign that tells me whether someone's brain is getting enough blood, it would be sleep, because when you sleep, your brain does its maintenance and cleaning work. If there's not enough blood flow, that repair system can't run properly. Some people with low brain blood flow have trouble falling asleep. You lie there for hours, flipping left, flipping right, adjusting the pillow, kicking off the covers. Your mind is racing about nothing. You count sheep to 1,000 and you're still wide awake. Others fall asleep. Okay, but they wake up at the slightest noise, a cat walking outside, a creak in the floor, and once they're awake, they cannot go back to sleep. So they lie there staring at the ceiling until dawn. And then there's the really exhausting version, intense, stressful dreams. All night long, you're being chased. You're lost, you're back in high school taking a test you didn't study for, one dream after another, like a nonstop action movie. You wake up in the morning feeling more tired than when you went to bed because your brain never got into deep restorative sleep. But here's the version that worries me the most, because families often misunderstand it. Some people with poor brain blood flow don't have insomnia. They have the opposite. They sleep 10, 12, 14 hours a day. They fall asleep in their recliner after breakfast. They nod off during the afternoon news. And family members say, oh, Hez just so relaxed, he can sleep anywhere. That's a sign of good health, right? That is not good health. That is your brain in crisis. Here's what's happening. Your brain is very smart. When it senses that blood and oxygen are running low, it starts shutting down non-essential functions to save energy. One of the first things it does is force you to sleep, because sleep lowers your body's energy demands. Think of your smartphone when the battery hits 5%. It automatically dims the screen, slows down the processor, and turns off background apps. That's what your brain is doing. It's going into low power mode to keep you alive. If you or your spouse has suddenly become a sleepyhead, sleeping all the time and still waking up exhausted, do not call that a blessing, call it a warning. That can be a pre-stroke sign. Get it checked. Sign number 3, memory loss and blanking out. I know what you're thinking. I'm 65. Of course, my memory isn't what it used to be. And you're right, normal aging does slow your memory a little, but there's a difference between normal forgetfulness and what low brain blood flow does. Normal forgetfulness, you can't remember where you put your car keys. But after a minute or two, or after someone reminds you, it comes back. Low brain blood flow forgetfulness, you walk into the kitchen to get something and you have absolutely no idea why you're standing there. It's like your brain hit the delete button or you finished dinner and 20 minutes later someone asks what you ate and you draw a complete blank. Or you see a neighbor you've known for 10 years and you cannot pull up their name. It's gone. The file is empty. Some people have what I call brief cognitive freezes. You're talking and mid-sentence, poof, the thought disappears. You're left standing there with your mouth open, feeling embarrassed. That happens because a part of your brain called the hippocampus, your memory librarian, is extremely sensitive to low oxygen. When blood flow drops, the hippocampus basically goes on strike, new memories don't get filed, and old memories can't be retrieved. If you ignore this over time, untreated low blood flow actually speeds up brain shrinkage and dramatically increases your risk for Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. This is not me being dramatic. This is what decades of clinical research show. So please don't just say senior moment and move on. Take it seriously. Sign number 4, numbness in your face or one side of your body. This one scares me the most because it's often the last exit before a major stroke. The part of your brain that processes sensation, touch, temperature, position needs a steady blood supply. When that supply drops, the signals from your body get lost or scrambled. On the face, you might notice that one side feels stiff or wooden, like you have tape pulling your cheek to the side. When you smile, it feels crooked. You might drool a little without realizing it. Your tongue feels too big for your mouth, and you keep biting your cheek when you eat in your hands. It feels like thousands of tiny ants are crawling on your skin, or like you're wearing thick winter gloves. You can touch things, but you can't really feel them. You drop your coffee mug for no reason. You try to button your shirt and your fingers won't cooperate. In your legs, you feel like one leg is heavier than the other. Walking feels uneven. You might drag your toes or walk in a small circle without meaning to. How do you know if this is from your brain versus a pinched nerve in your neck? Here's the rule I teach my patients. A pinched nerve usually causes pain and numbness in a very specific pattern, like the thumb and index finger only. Brain-related numbness tends to affect a larger area, an entire half of your face, your whole hand, your whole arm. If you experience this, even if it lasts only a few minutes and then goes away, do not wait. Do not say, I'll mention it at my next physical in 6 months. Call your doctor, go to urgent care, because that mini stroke is often a warning that a bigger one is coming soon. Sign number 5, a major change in your personality. This one breaks my heart because families almost always misunderstand it. Let's say your mom used to be warm, cheerful, and social. She loved hosting Thanksgiving dinner. She called her grandkids every Sunday. Now, over the last year, she's become withdrawn. She sits in her chair all day. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to see anyone. She doesn't even want to hold the new baby. And you think, wow, mom has gotten so stubborn and cold. Or the opposite, your dad used to be the most laid back, easygoing guy you knew. Nothing bothered him. Now he flies off the handle over nothing. You leave a glass on the wrong table and he yells for 10 minutes. He accuses your mom of hiding money from him, is suspicious of everyone. You think dad's just getting cranky in his old age. Here's what I need you to understand. That may not be personality. That may be the frontal lobe, the part of your brain that controls emotions, judgment, and social behavior running low on fuel. The frontal lobe is like the CEO of your brain. It keeps your impulses in check. It helps you respond rather than react. When it doesn't get enough blood, it stops doing its job. And suddenly, people can't control their emotions. They're not being difficult on purpose. Their brain is literally broken in that area. Do they need you to argue with them number? Do they need you to tell them to snap out of it? Absolutely not. They need a medical evaluation. So if you see a major personality change in yourself or a loved one, withdrawn, irritable, paranoid, withdrawn, don't just chalk it up to age. Get it checked. Sign number 6, trouble moving your body. Your brain controls your muscles through a network of nerves like electrical wiring. When the main breaker doesn't get enough power, the lights start flickering. Early on, you might notice clumsiness. Buttoning a shirt takes forever. Using a fork or chopsticks feels awkward. You try to thread a needle and your hand shakes. As it gets worse, you might drop things for no reason. Your phone, a glass of water, the television remote just slips out of your hand. The most obvious sign is a change in how you walk. You feel unsteady, like you've had a couple of drinks. You can't walk in a straight line. Your feet feel like they're stuck to the floor with magnets. You shuffle along in tiny steps. Doctors call this magnetic gait. Some people experience sudden falls. You're walking across the living room and your legs just give out. You drop to your knees. You're completely conscious, but your legs stop working for a second. That's often from low blood flow to the brainstem. And for older adults, a fall like that can mean a broken hip, which can be life-changing in the worst way. Sign number 7, trouble speaking or swallowing. This is a special form of movement problem that affects your mouth and throat. If you or a loved one suddenly starts slurring words, like you have a mouthful of hot mashed potatoes, or you know exactly what you want to say, but the word won't come out, that is a major red flag. That's your brain's language center struggling for oxygen. Swallowing problems are even more dangerous. You cough every time you drink water. Food feels like it gets stuck halfway down. You have to swallow 2 or 3 times to get one bite down. You start avoiding dry foods like crackers or bread because you choke on them. This can lead to aspiration pneumonia, where food or liquid goes down the wrong pipe into your lungs. That's a serious, sometimes fatal infection, especially in older or frailer adults. Do not ignore trouble swallowing ever. All right, friends, let me summarize those 7 signs before we move on. 1, dizziness and a heavy, foggy head. 2, sleep that's either too broken or too much. 3, memory blanks and losing words. 4, numbness on one side of your face or body. 5, big personality changes. 6, clumsiness, weakness, or unsteady walking. 7, slurred speech or trouble swallowing. If you have 1 sign, start paying attention, start making healthy changes. If you have 2 or more and they've been going on for more than 2 months, please don't wait. See your doctor, ask for a carotid ultrasound. A transcranial Doppler or an MRI, find out what's happening inside those blood vessels. The earlier you catch this, the more brain cells you save. Now, the good news, 3 simple movements that push blood to your brain. I don't want you to leave this video feeling scared. I want you to leave feeling empowered, because even if you have some of these symptoms, your body has an incredible ability to heal. You just have to give it the right signal. These 3 movements take 5 minutes. They cost nothing. No gym membership required. You can do them on your couch, in your kitchen, or lying in bed, and they work like a pump, literally squeezing fresh blood up into your brain. Let me explain the science briefly, then we'll do them together. Move 1, rub the back of your neck to open the highway. Reach up and feel the back of your neck right below your skull. Does it feel hard, tight, cool to the touch? Those 2 big muscles on either side of your spine are where your vertebral arteries run. 2 of the 4 major blood vessels that feed your brain. When those muscles get tight from hours of looking at your phone, driving, or watching television, they squeeze those arteries like stepping on a garden hose. The first move is simply to release that squeeze. Here's how. Sit up comfortably in a chair, back straight, shoulders relaxed. Rub your palms together fast until they feel hot, really hot. Place your warm palms on the back of your neck, just below your skull, right over those 2 big muscles. Using your palm heels or your thumbs, press firmly. Not enough to hurt, but enough to feel the muscle, and slowly drag downward from the base of your skull to your shoulders. You're not just sliding over skin, you're pressing into the muscle. Imagine you're trying to melt little knots or pebbles inside. Do that 30 to 50 times. 1 slow, firm stroke down counts as 1. You should feel your neck getting warm. Some people even feel a little flush going up into their scalp. That's good. That means blood flow is increasing. When you're done, slowly turn your head left, then right like a turtle poking its head out. Gentle, no fast movements. Do this anytime you feel foggy. Especially in the afternoon or after sitting for a long time. Move 2, shrug and drop your shoulders. Your body's built-in blood pump. Your heart is the main pump for your circulation, but it's not the only one. Your muscles also help push blood along, especially in your neck and shoulders. When you shrug your shoulders up, you squeeze the blood vessels in your neck. When you drop them down, you release that squeeze and blood rushes upward. It's like the old-fashioned hand pump for a well. You push down and water comes up. Here's how. Stand or sit tall, arms relaxed at your sides. Take a deep breath in. As you inhale, lift your shoulders straight up toward your ears as high as you can. Really try to touch your ears with your shoulders. You should feel your neck muscles engage. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, squeeze, then exhale completely and just let go. Let your shoulders drop like dead weight. Don't control the drop. Just fall. That's 1. Do 30 to 50 repetitions. You'll feel a wave of relaxation and at the same time, a little rush of blood to your head. It's very common for people to feel suddenly more alert after doing this. Bonus, this is also an amazing stress reliever. When you're anxious, you unconsciously hold your shoulders up by your ears. Doing this deliberately tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe, we can relax. I recommend this for anyone who has trouble sleeping or feels anxious a lot. Move 3, empty-handed grasping, wake up your brain through your hands. Here's a cool fact in your brain. There's a map of your body called the motor homunculus. And on that map, the area dedicated to your hands is huge, about 1/3 of your entire motor cortex. That means every time you move your fingers, you're lighting up a massive region of your brain. You're essentially doing cardio for your brain cells. And when those brain cells get activated, they pull in more blood, including from small backup vessels called collaterals. Here is how: extend both arms out in front of you or to your sides, palms down or forward, whatever is comfortable first. Spread your fingers as wide as you possibly can. Stretch them. You should feel the skin between your fingers tighten. Then make a tight fist, squeeze hard like you're crushing a stress ball. Hold that squeeze for 1 second, then explode your fingers back open wide as possible. Open, squeeze. Open, squeeze. Do that 30 to 50 times. Not fast, intentional. Each open and close should be full range of motion. I especially love this move for the morning. Before you even sit up in bed, do 50 of these under the covers. It wakes your brain up, gets blood moving, and dramatically reduces that head rush dizziness when you finally stand up. If you keep a couple of stress balls or therapy putty by your chair, that's great too, but you don't need anything. Empty hands work perfectly. Let me give you the full routine. Here's your 5-minute daily protocol. Step 1, rub your neck 30 to 50 slow. Firm strokes opens the highway. Step 2, shrug and drop your shoulders 30 to 50 times. Adds the pumping force. Step 3, open and clench your hands 30 to 50 reps. Wakes up your brain cells. Do this once in the morning, once in the afternoon, especially around 2 or 3 p.m. when everyone's energy naturally dips, and once before bed if you want. My patients who do this consistently for 2 weeks often tell me, Doc, I don't need that second cup of coffee anymore, or I walked to the mailbox and didn't feel like I was going to tip over. That's real progress. 4 lifestyle habits that protect your brain long term. The movements are powerful, but they work even better if you support them with daily habits. Habit 1, water is your cheapest medicine. So many of my patients with brain fog and dizziness have blood that's simply too thick. When you're dehydrated, your blood turns into sludge. Sludge doesn't flow easily through small brain vessels. I tell my patients to aim for 3 specific glasses of water, 1 or 2 big sips right before you go to bed. Not a full glass, you don't want to be up all night peeing, just enough to prevent overnight dehydration. If you wake up to use the bathroom, take another 2 sips before you go back to sleep. And the most important one, as soon as you wake up in the morning, drink a full 12 to 16 ounces of room temperature water. That's your wake up flush. It thins your blood, gets your gut moving, and tells your brain morning has arrived. Don't wait until you feel thirsty. Thirst means you're already dehydrated. Habit 2, fix your pillow. It's your neck's best friend. Remember those vertebral arteries running through your neck. If your pillow is too high, you kink your neck and pinch those arteries all night long. If your pillow is too low, your neck muscles stay tense and also restrict flow. The right pillow height, when you lie on your side, the pillow should fill the space between your ear and your shoulder, roughly the height of your fist. When you lie on your back, the pillow should support your neck, not just your head. A rolled towel under your neck can help tonight. Before you go to sleep, check your pillow. If it's flat as a pancake or puffed up like a marshmallow, replace it. Your brain will thank you. Habit 3, eat for your blood vessels, not just your taste buds. The same plaque that clogs your heart arteries also clogs the arteries to your brain. So the same diet that prevents heart attacks also prevents brain fog. What to eat more of: fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines at least twice a week. The omega-3s are great for blood vessels. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, bright vegetables, tomatoes, bell peppers, broccoli, nuts, a small handful of walnuts or almonds every day. Berries fresh or frozen. They're full of antioxidants that protect vessel walls. What to eat less of: fried foods, processed meats, fast food, sugary drinks and sweets, white bread, white rice, and anything made with white flour in large amounts. And if you're someone who loves salty snacks, chips, pretzels, canned soup, try to cut back. Extra salt raises blood pressure, which damages blood vessels over time. Habit 4, protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. Chronic stress and anger cause your blood vessels to clamp down. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, which tell your arteries to squeeze tight. That's great if you're running from a bear, but if you're angry about traffic or anxious about money every day, your vessels stay squeezed and your brain stays hungry. At my age and at yours, The single most important thing for your health may not be another medication. It may be learning to let things go, take a walk outside, call an old friend, join a low-key hobby group, laugh at something silly. Your blood vessels will literally relax. Let me wrap this up. Chronic brain hypoperfusion, low blood flow to your brain, is not a death sentence. It's not even a diagnosis of permanent damage. Most of the time, it's a wake-up call, a message from your body saying, hey, I need some attention over here. You have the power to answer that call. Start by noticing the signs, be honest with yourself, then start the 3 movements: rub your neck, shrug your shoulders, open and close your hands 5 minutes. Twice a day, drink your water, fix your pillow, eat more fish and vegetables, and for heaven's sake, protect your peace. If you do those things consistently, I am confident you will feel a difference. Not in a year, in a few weeks, your head will feel lighter, your balance will feel steadier. You'll stop losing words in the middle of sentences. You'll wake up actually feeling like you slept. That's not magic, that's physiology. And it's available to every single one of you. If this video helped you, even if you only remember one of these exercises, please do 3 things for me. 1, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. 2, share this video with your spouse, your siblings, your friends from bingo or book club. You might be the reason someone avoids a stroke. 3, leave a comment and tell me which of these signs surprise you the most, or which move are you going to try first. I read as many comments as I can, and I love hearing from you. One last time, and this is important. Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes to your health routine. I am not your personal physician. I'm here to help you understand the science and give you tools to discuss with your own provider if you're dealing with any health concerns, especially sudden numbness, weakness, or trouble speaking. Please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor or go to an urgent care center. I'm here to help you understand the evidence, not replace professional medical advice. Thank you for trusting me with your time and your health. Take care of that beautiful brain of yours. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, friends.